these lovely aggregates, but have you got any granite sets? Don't know. Let's go and find out. So we get on a phone or drive to Portugal or whatever and find some granite sets. And then we'd start importing those. And because we then imported those, other people would go, that's nice. Can I have it in the paving flag, please? And then we'd go and find those. And as you continually develop that availability, then people's imagination starts to take hold, at which point the demand gets more. You need to find something else, something new, what's different. And then we end up with the kind of range we have now, which is, I think, the biggest range of natural stone in the UK. Of all types, not just paving, but aggregates and cobbles and boulders and rockery and God knows what else. So in many ways, I think the demand for stone and for the range of stone has come about because of companies like us who have gone out there and found them, and made it available. And the more availability there is, then the more demand there is, because more and more people go, I like that. I didn't like what you had before, but I like that. And that continues to develop. So, I think there's that side of things. In other words, the availability and enabling designers like yourself to really use your imagination and push the boundaries a bit. But also, I think there's a much greater understanding of the benefits of using natural stone as well. People are really starting to come around to asking the right questions as opposed to, it's stone, it comes from China, it must be bad. Why must it be? Is there a difference between the stone from China or a concrete produced in Staffordshire, for argument's sake? Well, actually, there's lots of differences. Understanding what they are will naturally lead you to an answer to your question. And it might be that the concrete's better. Not always so. And if we look on a whole life basis, most of the time, if you use the right stone will outlast any scheme. And if it doesn't, then you've not designed it right.
How can people get hold of you or find out more about CED?
I don't exist. I'm a figment of your imagination.
You don't want anyone to get hold of you.
No, that's not true. Look, I'm available. I'm always available. And if you want to get hold of me, website's cedstone.co.uk. All the contact information's on there. If you just want to have a look at the website, we are developing it. Hopefully there'll be a new one coming online in 2 or 3 months. It's a big process. It's not quick. It's not like looking on the internet and doing a GoDaddy type website. This has taken some doing. So we're hoping that'll be out later this year. But so website, I'm normally contactable in one form or another. Drop me an email. And if I don't want to talk to you, I'll pass you on to somebody else.
I'm really grateful to Giles for the interview. He's incredibly generous with his knowledge. And as he mentioned, he had a long drive ahead of him that evening and still took the time out to talk to me. I think it's clear from the interview that we need to think about what we're buying, where we're buying it from, and what the implications are of our purchasing decisions. Giles explains really well why you might want to consider going to a specialist with strong links to and a clear oversight of their supply chain, so things are traceable and people can be held accountable along the way. What I got from speaking to Giles is the fact that it's a complicated issue and maybe we don't have all the information we need to always make informed purchasing decisions at this stage of the game. And as Giles says, the onus is on us as buyers or specifiers to do the research and ask the questions. And the more we all ask the questions, the more suppliers will realise they need the answers to these questions. I thought it was really interesting as well what Giles says about the NIMBYism that prevents quarries opening up or getting extensions. Are we guilty of kicking the can down the road? Is it sometimes the case that we want to buy stuff as long as it gets manufactured somewhere else and we don't have to deal with the manufacturing processes and all that entails? It is food for thought. So, as I say, thank you to Giles and thanks to you for listening, and I'll catch you next Tuesday. You can download or listen to the podcast direct from the website www.rootsandall.co.uk, where you'll also find my blog and a sign-up form for the newsletter, which gives you a weekly roundup of content, plus the inside scoop on things like upcoming guests. Or you can subscribe wherever you normally get your podcasts. Email me with comments and feedback at podcast@rootsandall.co.uk. Follow me on Twitter, Roots and All, Facebook, Roots and All UK, and Instagram, Roots and All Pod. But please also check out my Patreon, where you can make a one-off donation or take out a monthly subscription to help support my work, because if you like what I do, please help me to continue doing it. Even if you make a one-off donation of £1, trust me, it all helps and I will be immensely grateful. So please go to Patreon and search for Roots and All.